Okay.
Instagram is this in fun.
Go, come on.
Some athletics for you there. Welcome you on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV, Adini Ajishafe. Well, we always want to promote our own. We just saw there young Nigerians running to at least better their law when it comes to athletics. 100 meters, you see them running, boys and girls, even the underage. Right now, the first story you'll be looking at is about a Grand Prix that is taking place over there in Zaria. Over 500 athletes competing in Zaria there. They are jostling for honors in Zaria Grand Prix. Well, we have they'll be competing in different categories of event. They'll be competing in 400 meters, 200 meters, 100 meters, 1,500. Not forgetting even the triple jump alongside the likes of shot put. A lot of athletes are already right now in Zaria in the 2-day event where they are showing their at least a lot of talents there. Good one for them. It will help Nigeria to develop a lot of stars in this particular Grand Prix. If this can happen across Nigeria, it will actually go a long way. Well, I have in the studio gentlemen Noel Fashemi and Manuel Fashemi and Noel Samsi. Good to have you guys.
The pleasure is mine.
You will not be wrong if you say Noel Fashemi.
Of course. Now, looking at this particular story there, Grand Prix coming up in Zaria for the first time. This is a good one because you can see that a lot of talent will be discovered in this competition. 100 meters, 200 meters, you have 400, 1,500, 4x100 meter relays for both male and female, and also 4x400 meter relays for both male and female, not forgetting triple jump.
Good one. It's a good point of call. It's a good event that has been put together, but my worries is after now, what do these athletes, what do they stand to hold? You know, at some point we just put out programs and we discover talents, and at the end of the day it ends there. There's no developmental programs, there's no push-up, there's no programs to actually make these guys to continue growing. There's no program in place to actually help them. And you know, athletics is not like any other sport. You need everyday practice. I know every other sports need daily practice, but athletics is different. You need to keep fit at all times, and we already know doping. You need to watch what you are eating, you need to watch what you're taking and how you. So these are a lot of things that we need to put in place. But overall, after this event, the athletes that will be discovered, what is there for them? They shouldn't just leave these athletes like that. I remember in year past, Nigeria used to be brilliant. Nigeria used to be brilliant when it comes to athletics, but at some point we just we don't used to see Nigerians again. We have a lot of Nigerians who have opted not to even run for Nigeria. I vividly, one example is Francis Obikwelu, who won the European Championships for Portugal. So this is a guy who started in Nigeria here. At the end end of the day, he was not really given that that opportunity here. Their attention was not paid on him, and the guy found his way out of this country and went right there to Portugal in 2006. He won the European medal for Portugal. Instead of him to represent Nigeria, the glory went to Portugal. But overall, it's a good championship that has been put together. Let the athletes that will be discovered be taken good care of, and then let's see how we can progress from there.
Yeah, it's a good one, but the thing is that is there finishing? It's not something you have starting, you don't have a good finishing. Okay, it's a good one you're starting, you're getting these people young, but after the whole competition, what's next for them? Are they going back? Some of these guys are not, probably they are students, some of them are not students. Some of them are probably they're into different kind of jobs. Probably some are furniture people, some are mechanic. So is it they are going back to be a mechanic, or being carpenters that they used to be, or being students, or you have a plan for them after this? Okay, there's a camp for you guys, training for you guys, and every other thing. So I think what Mr. Emmanuel said is actually right. Okay, these guys, you've given them what do you call it, a platform first to start bringing them together for a 2 days program, but after that, what is it next for them? Are you getting them to the national level, or you are just doing that stuff, then you just finish everything there? So I think that is one of the most important things, not about starting, but where is he heading to? Is there a plan work for this team? Is there like a structure for this team?
Well, a good one there. At least we have that particular structure or platform for those athletes to showcase their talent. The Grand Prix taking place in Zaria, where a lot of athletes are right now competing. At least they'll get some cash prizes there, and also talents will be discovered. If you can do this across Nigeria, maybe the 6 geopolitical zones, a lot of talent will be discovered, so that our aging legs, rather aging athletes, will be at least will have people that will take over from them. We'll be talking about athletics there, where over 500 athletes are taking part in this competition, the Zaria Grand Prix. A good one there. Let's leave athletics now and divert straight to football. But we'll be starting from the Premier League. Big matches will be coming up. 2 games will be up tonight over there in England. We have Brighton, Crystal Palace, and you have Southampton, Brentford. Big matches, you can call it. But why, even though they are very big, but a lot of people will look at these clubs and say, okay, these are mid-table teams. But really, for Southampton, it has not been too good for them. In fact, having 2 Nigerian players there, Paul Onuachu and Joe Aribo, that has not been a good one for Southampton. But Brighton, Crystal Palace, Brentford, all will be fighting to see who wins tonight. Let's start with Brighton, Crystal Palace. Emmanuel.
Brighton, Crystal Palace is going to be a firework. These are some of the outstanding games that they have. And for Brighton, I think Brighton have about 2 outstanding games, and this is the first one they will be playing. That is against Crystal Palace. Over the weekend, Crystal Palace lost their game to Manchester City, which if you watch that game closely on the evening, Crystal Palace deserve to get a good result from in that game at Selhurst Park. But I think in the second half they lost it. They lost concentration and they were punished. Now they will be going away to Brighton, high-flying Brighton, who is also doing well. They started the season brilliantly, but at some point, form and you can dwindle in form a bit, which has actually happened to them. But they are still, I think they are in a better position. But for Crystal Palace, going to take a result from the community stadium of Brighton, I don't see that coming, because Brighton also wants to hold they want to see how they can play in Europe this season. They came close last season, but they couldn't get it, and they have been brilliant ever since Graham Potter left them. They didn't have a shaky start. It was just at the middle of the league right now that they had some little setbacks.
Okay, let's talk to Noel Sampson now about Southampton versus Brentford. If you look at the performance of Southampton, like I mentioned, Onuachu joining them and Aribo, that team has not been able to get their acts together. Do you see them beating Brentford?
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough match, because but you see, sometimes they are like wounded lions now, who they want to just try to just get back to anybody that they want to play with now. But when you talk about based on form wise, and everywhere. Brighton has a higher opportunity to beat them, because we also have a Nigerian that plays for Brighton, for Brentford, also Henry also to that plays for Brentford also. But when it comes to statistics wise, Brentford have been fantastic also to those, like the way it seems they should be ninth on the table now. Brentford, them and Brighton, they've been really good form. Nobody expected that they would be that good this season.
Ahead of Chelsea. I just want to remind you,
yes,
that Chelsea are actually standing 10th on the log.
They're ahead of Chelsea, okay.
No, seriously, because I saw the way you were, okay, 9 on the log. Okay, remember, they are ahead of Chelsea, actually standing 10th, and that particular position has been with them they've been there for like ages, for like how many weeks?
Whatever Chelsea do is 10.
Seriously, you know, it's like they love that number 10.
Someone told me, say no, it seems you guys paid FA that number 10. You guys
is our Jesse number 10. Oh my goodness.
So, on lighter mood there, but actually Brentford has been really good, better than Southampton. But don't be surprised, Southampton might pull a shock on Brentford.
Statistical, if you look at the statistics of both teams, in the Premier League, in the last 3 games of Premier League, Brighton have gotten a very good result. They've gotten, I think, 2 wins thereabout and a draw. And then for Southampton, they've gotten losses, about 2 losses, and then a draw against Manchester United. So, and they will be visiting Brentford at home. The way Brentford is playing this season, fantastic team. They've dealt with bigger teams in EPL this season. So for Saturday, I think they will continue to be where they are for now.
Well, from the way it is right now, Emmanuel and Well right now, they've talked about those games there, Brentford versus Southampton, and you have Brighton against Crystal Palace. Big matches well, for those 4 clubs. American Express Stadium will be the place to be, and also you look at the fact that Southampton and St. Mary's want to hold it down, looking at the way they are standing on the log. Let's talk about the Europa Conference League, where match will be coming up. The match will be between Istanbul Basaksehir. We look at that particular story there. Europa Conference League round of 16. Istanbul Basaksehir versus KAA Ghent. Well, this is a battle between a Nigerian, because a lot of Nigeria are supporting Ghent right now because of a player called Oban. That's Oban there. He scored 4 goals. In fact, right now he's becoming a star in Europe that everyone wants to be like, who is Oban? And he has done well for himself when it comes to football for KA Ghent over there in the Belgian Jupiler League. Now, quickly, let's look at this match. Istanbul Basaksehir, they are one of the topmost club in Turkey. Now, we look at the possible lineup of Istanbul Basaksehir before we also look at the one for Ghent. From the goalkeeper, you look at the possible lineup is 4-3-3, Volkan Babakan, Omar Al-Sahina, and defense Leo Duarte, Ahmed Toba, De Lima, Mahmoud Tekdemer. You have Daniel Alexic there, Bake Ozkan, you have Adjan Januzaj, Stefano Kaka, and you have Sada Gola. Those are the players that will be playing for Istanbul Basaksehir tonight. And quickly, let's look at the one for KA Ghent. In that Ghent squad, you have Oban. Although Oban will be coming on to play. Well, from the way it is, will he be able to score more goals for this particular club called Ghent? Let's look at it from goalkeeper. They have 3-4-1-2, and you have Devirov as the goalkeeper, Kamil Piaskovsky, Michael Ngadeo, you have Norio, Malik Fofana, Julien Desart, Sven Combs, and you have Alexio Castro Montes, Yeon Seong Hung, and you have Gift Oban, the Nigerian player wearing jersey number 20 there, Hugo Guipas. These are the players that will be playing for the particular club called Ghent. And from this, let's start with Ghent. I'm sure because of Oban now, Emmanuel is already smiling, but we saw what he did last time. Getting 4 goals is a fantastic performance from Oban. Do you see him being able to score against Basaksehir?
Getting a haul of goal, it does a very good one for Gift Oban. He's a morale booster. We also have a Nigerian at the other side, that is Stefano Okaka, though he's not playing for Nigeria, he's playing for Italy. With the way Gift Oban has sprung into life in the last 4 games right now, it's as if, I know Onuachu is not in Ghent, he's in Genk, but these are 2 different teams, and Onuachu has played for both teams. But overall, it's as if this guy was waiting for Onuachu to leave Belgium, and then he just all of a sudden sprang back to life, and he's doing very well for himself. And against Istanbul Basaksehir, if you look at the lineup of Ghent, they are playing 4-3-4-3 formation, and
3-4-1-2.
3-4-1-2. But I know these are the formation they will put out. At some point it will return to 3-4-3. That is how they do it.
That's why it's possible lineup.
Yes, possible. So and with this formation, you should know that they are going for all attack and then close the midfield, attack the opposition, and the two right wing backs have to be coming in to support the attack. And this is the latest style of football now we have in the world, because every coach is using this formation. It's called the defensive style of play and attacking style of play. Close your midfield, attacking wise, and then leave 3 strong players at the back to cover up for you. But for Gift Orban, I would love him to score a goal tonight, because to keep moving, we want to see our Nigerian players moving to bigger teams.
But so far this season, let me take on you, Noah. It seems Nigerians in Europe entirely, in all entirety now, they seem to be able to get their groove well, because you look at almost all the leagues in Europe, be it the top league, be it the normal, at least those ones that are not even popular much, they're still doing well. You go to Cyprus, you go to Slovakia, you go to Czech Republic, Germany, Austria, England. You have at least in Nigeria, you hear that name ringing bell one way or the other. This season, even for the women too, they are all doing well.
Yeah, a friend of mine and I discussed about this yesterday, and saying that Nigerians are actually doing exploits. But the issue is that most of these guys in exploit are only attackers. Not
majority of them.
Yes, we were saying yesterday we are like okay, because we were discussing about some transfers, and we said okay, Nigerian players are already doing fine. The lot of Leramofi, Osimhen, Lukman, and the rest. And we said we have all these players, and still we are not doing well at the international stage when it comes to Nigeria. The guy said it's not our fault, because when you see that which of our defenders is doing exploit at that level also too.
Actually, we have them, but attention is always on the strikers,
on the
because they are the ones scoring.
goals.
Check the whole world. World football. Look at how popular Ronaldo and Messi, how popular Zinedine Zidane at that time, Henry and all that. The popularity they had compared to the defenders who were doing the dirty job by blocking.
Roberto Carlos.
You understand? They were not as popular.
But to an extent, they were still.
Imagine, look at Ballon d'Or. Look at FIFA Player of the Year. It has been only just once, that a player got it. Cannavaro. You have never. It's not possible you see a goalkeeper or a defender getting to be the best player.
Cannavaro wouldn't have even,
if not for the World Cup,
if not for Zenedine Zidane.
Exactly. You understand?
Zenedine Zidane would have won it.
The final.
If you talk about defenders, we have good Nigerian defenders who are applying their trade abroad. I can mention one for you, Olusanda, who is playing in South Africa. He left Aqua United and went to South Africa, and he has hit the ground running to the extent they found him worthy to make him the deputy captain of the team. So, well, like you said, strikers are the ones scoring the goals.
They get all the accolades.
They get all the accolades. If you like, be the last German war that holds your team. If you are not scoring goals, nobody will.
Attention is always on strikers or midfielders, probably, but it's always been on strikers.
We still hardly hear about Nigerian defenders.
Well, of course, the same thing applicable to other countries. Is it only Nigeria?
They mentioned Sergio everywhere.
No, at least it's still
the popularity that even Iniesta and Xavi actually got. Sergio Ramos got it out of being brutal, out of I don't give a damn, I want to get. That's what actually made Sergio Ramos popular. Because of the red card he was always getting, and he was a captain of Real Madrid. But believe you me, attention is always on attackers, and attackers.
Before you go on, Adini, if you look at that France '98 squad, who remembers Lizarazu? But it did. They are still calling. They are still calling Zenedine Zidane. So the defenders don't get all these accolades
like that of the strikers.
Yeah, from there, let's quickly talk about the big one that will be happening. UEFA Champions League is here again, where you have Napoli as people call it, Napoli. Napoli will be playing their game against Eintracht Frankfurt, and also you have another one, Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Big one. Napoli actually leading with 2-0 first leg. They play 2-0 away in Eintracht Frankfurt home in Germany, but now they'll be at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium over there in the city of Naples there, while Real Madrid Santiago Bernabeu will also be at home against Liverpool. Liverpool are trailing 2-5, or we're going to call it 5-2. But right now, what will happen tonight? Let's talk to our men in the studio. Let's take it one by one. Napoli, Eintracht Frankfurt. Let's look at the possible lineup for Napoli. We look at the one for Eintracht Frankfurt. You look at 4-3-3 for Napoli. Pellegrini Golini rather. At the back of the as the goalkeeper there, Giovanni Di Lorenzo, Ramani there. Juan Jesus. You have Matthias Oliveira, Andre Zamboa-Guiza. You have Stanislav Lobotka, Piotr Zielinski. You have Matteo Politano, Victor Osimhen, and the man I always love to call his name, Visha Varashkelia. And quickly, let's look at the one for Eintracht Frankfurt, the possible lineup. We have they have 3-4-2-1. Kevin Trapp will be at the goal. You have at the front there, Evan Dika, Makoto Asebe, Tuta, Philip Max, Jibril So, Sebastian Rode, Christian Jakic. You have Mario Gose, Daichi Kamada, and Rafael Burry in that particular score for Eintracht Frankfurt. And if you look at it right now, even this, we know that Eintracht Frankfurt, they almost play the same pattern with RB Leipzig. Do you think they can stand Napoli?
It's done and dusted.
Seriously?
Yes, it's done and dusted because Napoli is a team that has just only lost 2 games this season in the league. They lost to Inter Milan before beating Atlanta last weekend, and then they lost to I beg your pardon, they lost to Lazio 1-0. For Napoli is a team that if you look at the way they are carrying on this season, they are good on every department, from the goalkeeping department up down to the striking lineup, where we have seen Aaron, Victor Osimhen, and Varashkelia teaming up together to get the goals for Napoli. And for Varashkelia, 11 goals in Serie A this season. For Osimhen, 19. If you combine both goals, that is about 30-something goals thereabout. For these two, out of the number of goals they've scored more than 66 goals this season. So for Napoli, the way they are playing this season, I think they are potential semi-finalists in the Champions League if they don't meet the tougher teams in the round of in the quarterfinals. But for tonight's game, I don't think Eintracht Frankfurt will have anything to actually offer at San Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, where we know when Napoli is playing at home, they are always a very tough side to crack. Atlanta did their best over the weekend. At the end of the day, they got beaten by 2 goals, courtesy of Osimhen assist for Varashkelia, and then the substitute coming in to get the first goal for them.
Well, from you, Napoli versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Napoli are leading 2-0 at the first leg right now. The second leg is coming up at the home of Napoli, and we know how hot the combination of Osimhen and the Georgian man Varashkelia has been, and the entire squad. You saw there the lineup for the possible lineup for for Napoli. We saw Politano, you look at Zielinski, you have Osimhen, you have Di Lorenzo, Juan Jesus, Matthias Oliveira. Do you think they will also dominate this game against Eintracht Frankfurt?
I think what the Napoli players should be doing, since we have a Nigeria, they should just be singing Otilo now.
Otilo.
Because if you look at it, every other wise, I don't think Napoli will lose this match. But anything can happen in football. Sure can come out. But from every other thing, being statistical wise, form wise, Napoli are going to trash.
A player actually struck my call here, Mario Götze. You remember when he was playing for Borussia Dortmund?
Yes.
He's a player, although he moved to Bayern, he couldn't stay, he had to come back. Now he's in Eintracht Frankfurt. And you know, a lot of people don't know that this guy is in Eintracht Frankfurt. And right now, look at them in Champions League. And if you look at that squad, it seems to be the main star, although they play as a team, very cohesive team. But do you think Götze's influence could actually have any effect?
I don't think his presence will cause and it will make any difference.
Seriously?
That's the truth. Napoli they're going to deal with those guys.
They will deal with those guys. Well, both of them right now supporting Napoli. I hope it's not because of Osimhen anyway.
I will always support Osimhen.
Oh my goodness. Well, tonight there's a battle between Eintracht Frankfurt and Napoli at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium over there in the city of Naples. Who wins this battle? We wait to see. But the big one also has to do with Real Madrid, perennial winner of Champions League. They are the king of this particular cup. And now they'll be facing Liverpool, who also, to some extent, they have their own bragging right, but right now they are trailing because in the first leg, Real Madrid won that game 5-2 at the Anfield Stadium. And now it's at home for Real Madrid. We know how good they are right now. Can they beat them? Can they also add more spice to that squad? Talking about the lost merengues against the team that never walk alone, Liverpool, who never really understood what happened to them in the first leg. Although they were able to pummel Manchester United 7-0, and after that game, they lost their next match. But right now, do we see Liverpool coming back stronger against Real Madrid? We wait to see. Let's look at the setup. Possible setup for Real Madrid. Courtois, of course, will be standing at the goal there. Thibaut Courtois, there are Dani Carvajal, you have Eden Militao, Antonio Rudiger, Eduardo Camavinga, the young man who is really doing so well for himself. Toni Kroos at the midfield. Tchouameni is there. Luka Modric, the Mercurial midfield master. Federico Valverde, Karim Benzema, the one they call the Benz, Vinicius Junior. What will happen? Look at that squad. Fantastic Galacticos team. And you look at Liverpool. Let's look at possible lineup for Liverpool. You have Darwin Núñez at the front there. Well, let's take it from the back. 4-3-3 is the possible formation for Liverpool. Alisson, the Brazilian, is there. Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate from Guinea, Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have Stefan Bajcetic. You have Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo from Netherlands, and you have Darwin Núñez. Who win this battle? 5-2 when it comes to what is on ground in the first leg. The second leg is on. Maybe. What do we have here?
Let me laugh in Chinese.
How do they laugh in Chinese? So tell me.
Then for Liverpool, if you look at this particular match, it's a close call. Both teams understand each other. They've met competing times, and Real Madrid have had the highest number of wins. And the last win where Liverpool got the bashing and the beating, the trashing of their life. 5-2, they went ahead with 2 goals, and Real Madrid was able to come back to reply those 2 goals and added 3. 5-2 on the night it ended. And in 2019 in the final, Real Madrid defeated Liverpool in that final. For Real Madrid, they are the masters of Champions League. You just mentioned that you call them the kings of Europe, and they dubbed that name not just because they are just too good, but they are perfecting for the Champions League.
Let's hear from Noah before we wrap it up.
Either trashing or no trashing, either king or no king or queen of European football, Champions League, miracle can still happen.
2004 miracle will not happen.
Miracle no retire Jesus. That is what
miracle does.
It's going to still happen.
Miracle happen once.
Liverpool.
It will not repeat itself.
They did it against
AC Milan.
It's repeating itself this night.
If they did it against Barcelona, this is Real Madrid, team that also know how to do miracle.
Okay.
Miracle.
Okay. You know what, guys?
After beating Man United,
let's leave it till when they play the match. Huh? When they play the match, we know who will win between Liverpool and Real Madrid. I want to appreciate you guys for what you've done so far.
Liverpool.
Thank you very much for coming on the show, Noah Samson.
The pleasure is mine, sir.
And Emmanuel Fashemi.
Thanks for having me.
I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.